Most people believe they understand money. They think if they work hard, save consistently, and make responsible decisions, their financial life will eventually work out. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of the ideas we were taught about money are not just outdated, they are completely wrong. And some of them quietly keep millions of people stuck financially for decades. In this video, we're going to break down 7 of the most common money lies people still believe today. And if even one of them is shaping how you think about money, it might explain why building real wealth feels so difficult. The interesting thing about money is that it's rarely about intelligence. Some of the smartest people in the world struggle financially. At the same time, many people with average education build enormous wealth. The difference usually isn't knowledge. It's how they think about money and decisions. And many of those thinking patterns are built around ideas we were taught very early in life. Ideas that sound logical, responsible, and safe, but often work against us financially. Let's start with the first one. Lie number 1. Hard work creates wealth. One of the most common beliefs about money is simple. If you work hard enough, eventually you will become wealthy. But if hard work alone created wealth, construction workers, nurses, and factory employees would be among the richest people in society. The reality is that hard work is not the main driver of wealth. Leverage is. Wealth is usually created when one decision, system, or asset produces results many times over. Hard work matters, but without leverage, it often only increases effort, not financial outcomes. And believing that effort alone will eventually lead to wealth can keep people stuck in a cycle of working harder instead of thinking differently. Lie number 2. Saving money makes you rich. Saving money is important, but saving money rarely makes people wealthy. Saving is defensive. Wealth creation is offensive. If someone saves 10% of their income for 30 years, they may build financial stability. But the people who create significant wealth usually focus on something different: ownership, assets, opportunities that grow faster than income alone. Saving protects money, but growth multiplies it. And many people focus so heavily on protecting money that they never learn how to expand it. Now here's where things become interesting. Some of the biggest money myths don't just slow people down financially. They actually change how people see opportunities. And the next belief is one of the most powerful examples of that. Lie number 3. You need a high income to become wealthy. A lot of people believe that wealth is mainly about income. They think once they reach a certain salary, financial freedom will follow naturally. But income and wealth are not the same thing. There are doctors, lawyers, and executives who earn extremely high salaries and still live paycheck to paycheck. At the same time, many business owners and investors build wealth with relatively modest income in the beginning. Why? Because income is temporary, wealth is ownership. If money constantly flows in and immediately flows out, income alone cannot create long-term financial security. Lie number 4. Risk is always bad. Another common belief about money is that risk should always be avoided. From a young age, we are taught that the safest path is the best one. Stable job, stable income, stable decisions. But in reality, avoiding all risk often creates a different kind of danger: financial stagnation. The people who build wealth are not necessarily reckless, but they usually learn how to evaluate and manage risk instead of avoiding it completely. Because every meaningful opportunity involves uncertainty, and avoiding all uncertainty can quietly eliminate most opportunities as well. Lie number 5. More education means more money. Education is valuable, but education alone does not guarantee financial success. Many people spend years gaining knowledge, certifications, and degrees, but wealth is rarely created by knowledge alone. It's created by decisions, by action, and by positioning. Knowledge can increase potential, but without applying it strategically, knowledge often stays theoretical, while financial results remain unchanged. Lie number 6. Stability is always safe. Stability feels comfortable. Predictable income, predictable routines, predictable outcomes. But the world changes faster than stability sometimes allows. Industries shift. Technology evolves. Entire economic systems transform. What once looked stable can suddenly become fragile, and sometimes the pursuit of perfect stability can prevent people from adapting early enough to change. Lie number 7. Money is only about effort. Perhaps the biggest misconception about money is that financial outcomes are mostly determined by effort. But in reality, money is deeply connected to psychology, how people make decisions, how they perceive opportunities, how they evaluate risk, how they think about ownership, leverage, and time. Two people can work equally hard and still experience completely different financial outcomes because their decision frameworks are different. When you start examining money this way, something becomes clear. Wealth is not just about information, it's about mental models. The invisible rules people follow when making financial decisions, and many of those rules were never intentionally chosen. They were inherited from culture, education systems, or the environment we grew up in. But once you become aware of them, you can start questioning them. And sometimes that single shift can change how you approach money for the rest of your life. If you're interested in understanding these ideas deeper, I recently created a free 5-minute money pattern test about the psychology behind money decisions and wealth thinking. It breaks down many of the mental frameworks that influence how people approach risk, opportunity, and financial growth. If you want to explore that further, you can download it through the link in the description. And I'm also curious about something. Which of these money beliefs do you think affects people the most today? Let me know in the comments. Because sometimes the biggest financial breakthroughs start with a single question about the ideas we've always assumed were true.